Hi, I'm in the San Salvador airport, and I want to talk about a book that I've been listening to on Audible called Sales Truth by Mike Wienberg. And first of all, let me say, I bought 3 of his books in the past couple of years, and I think he's probably the only sales book author that I've read that I've read 3 of his books in 20 years at least. I can't think of anybody else who I bought 3 of his books. I love his stuff. He is really, really good. And, you know, we sort of gravitate towards people who we think are like us, and he's a no-nonsense sales manager. And this book is really the truth in sales information. And, you know, there are so many people out there. If you take a look at all these sales gurus who are writing books, a lot of them, really, you go through their resume and they have two years or 3 years of selling years ago. And now they're writing all these very elaborate theories and stuff like that. There are organizations, some organizations that come out with books of research and numbers and stuff like that. And the people writing this aren't salespeople. They have virtually no sales experience. What the people, you know, people like me with 30 years sales experience, with the scars to prove it, who live and die by purchase orders, are rarer and rarer in the writing business, just in terms of the whole noise that's going on. And Mike's calling that out, right? And he's basically saying, you know, a lot of this is bullshit, and let's talk about what's true. I like to classify different types of sales books. Some of them are very much one technique or one concept, or they focus on one idea, and sometimes they're more for beginners, sometimes they're more for managers, whatever. His stuff covers the fundamentals. You could take this book, give it to pretty much anybody at any level in their sales career, and it's going to help them out. I don't want to sound at all arrogant, and I don't want to at all disrespect what he did here, but there's virtually nothing there that I don't know. On the other hand, are there things that I don't take as much care about as I should, even though I know I should? Yeah. So when I read a book like this, I look at it and go, yeah, and I really should focus on this a little bit more. I really should work on this a little bit more. And that's great. But you could be a 30-year veteran who's won award after award after award and closed a lot of business and all of this, and still you're going to get stuff out of this. But you could also be right out of school or starting out a business career, and this is going to help you out. And he's going into, this is about the fundamentals. A lot of it is just about the fundamentals. You know, if you work hard, if you do your preparation, if you do your homework, if you think through the sales process, if you try not to skip things or find shortcuts, etc., you are going to succeed. And I believe he's 100% right on that. Now, Mike's also a new business guy. I'm a new business guy too. I'm a hunter, and I like that. And he's talking about that. And he's talking about how, you know, you get organizations that are trying to take hunters and, you know, blunt their tools, or they're trying to take people who should be, he calls what I would call a farmer, he calls a zookeeper, which is actually a term I like. But he basically says, well, you know, you take some poor guy who's a great zookeeper and you push him to bring in new business, and it's just against his nature. Right? So he talks about stuff like that. I'm a producer. I'm not necessarily the most social person. I don't come to work to find my friends. And he talks about the whole trend in companies where they're saying, well, yes, you have to fit in with the culture, and you have to be a sharer, and you have to be, you know, play nice and all this. And sales rock stars don't play nice very often, and that's just what's going to happen. And he talks about that, and he talks about the importance of understanding that and finding how to fit people like that into the organization. One other thing that I'll talk about, you know, because I'm reviewing the damn book, I'm not, you know, trying to summarize it, but he also talks about things like taking control of the sales process, which is hugely important to me and hugely important to top performers, in my opinion. So he talks about that too. Anyway, great book. Whatever it costs, 10, 15 bucks, 20 bucks, it's going to put that money in your pocket like that, right? That's the beauty about a good sales book, is if you improve one sales process, if you improve one thing and it helps you close one more deal, you get your money back, right? Highly recommend this book. Loved it. The Sales Truth by Mike Wienberg. Remember, when you're ready to grow your international sales, reach out to us. We can help.
When you decide it's time to grow your international sales, call us.